Hey everyone, welcome back to another Ancestor Models review. Today we're taking a look at Hank the Tyrannosaurus Rex version 2. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with Ancestor Models, they're basically a one-man dinosaur company, very small company. They're out of Mexico, and they do put out some really fantastic looking figures. It does take a little while to produce these because, like I said, it is a one-person show, but the end result is a beautiful looking figure. They're doing scientifically accurate models like Hank here. They've also done some Jurassic World figures. They have a nice variety of figures underneath their belt. I actually already own a couple other figures from them, and I've been quite happy with the quality of them. Now, if you're interested in this figure, I'll leave a link down below to Ancestor Models Instagram page. This figure is currently sold out, but it proved to be such a popular figure. They are going to do another production run on it. I think this whole figure, with the price I paid in shipping, I think it came to around $100. Yeah, it's a little bit pricey, but I do like supporting these very small dinosaur companies because they give you unique figures like Hank here. You really don't see too much of this stuff coming from the larger companies, so I don't mind paying the higher price tag. Now, Hank here is clearly based on the prehistoric planet T-Rex. In the very first episode, we were first introduced to the T-Rex with it swimming in the Cretaceous seas, and this figure is sculpted in a swimming pose, and it's pretty unique for a Tyrannosaur figure. That's why I definitely wanted to pick it up. This is the version 2 of it. It's a much more vibrant color scheme than the version 1. I like my dinosaur figures to be a little bit more vibrant, so that's why I went with this version. Unfortunately, mine arrived a little bit beat up. That's unfortunate. It is an international order, and, going through customs, everything, the packages are handled pretty roughly. I wasn't too upset about it, just a little bit of glue. It was all clean breaks, and, I'm pretty handy with a paintbrush. I touched this thing up, and I can't even tell that it's been damaged. So anyways, let's throw this thing up on the turntable and take a closer look. And here is a nice 360-degree view of Hank. And I have to say, this figure turned out absolutely fantastic. Just chock full of details. The hand paintwork is perfectly done. Just like so many different shades and colors on here. It's a beautiful, beautiful figure. No wonder it takes so long to produce these because it's a one-man show. But yeah, this figure turned out absolutely fantastic. Comes with a little base so you can have it displayed in that swimming pose. Like I said, very unique to see a T-Rex figure in a swimming position. But yeah, really, really cool looking figure. The head turned out absolutely fantastic. Just look at all that nice hand painted details. It's so refreshing to see a T-Rex figure with the mouth sculpted closed. Almost every theropod figure has its mouth wide open or it comes with an articulated jaw. But the closed mouth is a nice refreshing look for it. The body's just big and bulky. It really conveys what a huge animal T-Rex was. Love the scar on the thigh. To reach this size into adulthood, T-Rex must have went through a lot of crap, and to see some battle damage on this figure really gives it a lot of character. Some bright red underneath the throat, just the brown and black, and the speckling along the body. All the paintwork on this figure is absolutely top notch. That's why I did not mind paying the higher price tag. This is truly a fantastic figure, especially if you're a fan of Prehistoric Planet. Now, for some measurements, this figure is 12.5 inches long from tip of the tail to the tip of the snout, or just under 32 centimeters, and about 3.5 inches tall to the top of the hips, so just under 9 centimeters. So T-Rex in real life was just over 40 feet long, or 12.4 meters. So I put this figure perfectly in that 140 scale range. Now let's take a quick look at the base that comes with this figure. It is 3D printed. Even the Rex is 3D printed. You got the Ancestor Models logo right in the middle of the base. You do have these support rods, which are 3D printed. They are very, very fragile. When I was trying to peg them into the base, they're very, very tight. You don't want to put any pressure on these or you will snap them off. What I ended up doing was just sanding these square peg holes right here on the rods just to get a little bit of an easier fit, and I got it pretty much flush with the base. But yeah, neat little base that you can just plop big old Hank on to keep him in that nice swimming pose. Now let's zoom in and take a look at some of the finer details on the figure, starting with this absolutely drop-dead gorgeous head sculpt. I love how this entire figure turned out. Like I said, it is 3D printed. It's actually hollow. It's very, very light. And yes, it can float. Just look at this absolutely beautiful face. There's so much character in the head sculpt of this figure. Just love the closed mouth look. You can actually see some scarring on the lower jaw and on the snout right here. There's so much detail on this figure. I'm really, really impressed with it. Just love the paintwork on here. It is immaculate. It's one of the best painted figures I have in my collection. Just look at all the scale detail and variation all over the head. The eyes painted red with a black pupil. You have a little white dot there for the light reflection. And let's take a look at it from the front. And that is just an absolutely beautiful looking T-Rex head. All the bosses and bony structures on the head are all decked out in bright white paint. You have a little bit of pink around the nostrils, and just look at the scales all around the lips. This thing is just so chock full of detail. Like I said, that's why I did not mind paying the higher price tag. This thing is a collector's dream if you're a fan of Prehistoric Planet or T-Rex in general. This is an absolutely gorgeous looking figure. Here's a view from the top. There's a beautiful T-Rex profile. You have a very, very thick and powerful looking neck. You have a nice splash of red and orange for the underside of the throat. The forelimbs are sculpted nice and tiny. You do have a little bit of black paint for the hand claws, and then going down to the body. And just look at all that paint work. Lots of washes and dry brushes all over the figure. You have some nice white striping that slowly fades to right about you get the hip region. You do have this molting of spots all over the body. The camera, it's kind of tough picking them up, but they just fade so nicely. It looks so nice and natural. You have a nice cream coat for the underside. You have more scarring all over this T-Rex. This whole figure is just oozing with character and personality. I just love all the little touches on here. Another scar on the leg. You have a fresh scar right here, all done in nice pink paint on the thigh. Just a very big, bulky, and powerful looking animal. I just absolutely love it. Here's the other leg in the swimming pose. Look at those calf muscles bulging. You have some osteoderms peppered throughout the whole entire figure. Let's get the camera to focus in a little bit more, but just look at all that fantastic scale detail. This is truly a one-of-a-kind figure. I absolutely love this thing. You can see right here where I repaired the figure, I just used a little bit of brown. Didn't color match it perfectly, but like you really can't notice it that much. So, I'm fine that I was able to fix my figure with no problem. Going down to the tail, nice thick, powerful looking tail all the way down to the tip. But yeah, this figure is just absolutely top notch from the tip of the head to the tip of the head. Absolutely love how that head sculpt came out. Just truly a beautiful, beautiful looking figure. And moving on with comparisons, here it is with Collect Day's little 140 scale human figure. So it gives you a good idea of how big T-Rex was in real life. And next up, here's another one of Ancestor Model's more popular figures. They're Edmontosaurus, and it really shows you what an absolute powerhouse of prey Edmontosaurus was for T-Rex. It was a big animal that definitely shouldn't be trifled with. It definitely could do some serious damage to a T-Rex with the the immense size and bulk of Edmontosaurus, and this is definitely a fantastic figure from them. Let's do one more that I have from them. Here is their Jurassic World Dominion Pyroraptor. Now let's compare Hank to a couple Triceratops figures. Here it is with Beast of the Mesozoic Subadult Triceratops. And next up, here it is with Safari Limited Triceratops. Almost knocked over one of my studio lights. And next up, why not? Because I still have it on the review table. Here is Safari Limited New Utah Raptor. And let's do a couple T-Rex figures. Here it is with Beast of the Mesozoic 135 scale Walkaway Dinosaur T-Rex. And let's do one more T-Rex figure. Here it is with Rebor's excellent Kiss T-Rex. So yeah, if you're a Tyrannosaur fan, it's been a really good year for great, accurate looking T-Rex figures. We're even getting a Sue version from Eofauna sometime soon. So yeah, if you're a fan of T-Rex figures, now's a really good time. So final thoughts on Ancestor Models Hank version 2. An absolutely beautiful looking figure. This figure is painted immaculately. It's one of the nicest looking figures I have in my collection. I'm really just blown away by the fantastic paint job that came with this figure. Like I said, I don't mind paying the higher price, especially when the outcome is a beautiful, beautiful product like this. Like I said earlier, they're currently sold out, but he's going to do another production run. The link down below to the Instagram is in the description if you want to contact him and get all the details of how you can pre-order one of these beautiful, beautiful looking figures. Very happy with the version 2 of this. I just like the more vibrant color scheme. I did see Andy's review on version 1. Still a beautiful looking figure, but I really like this version 2. Just love that vibrant color scheme. All the nicks and scars all over the figure, the fresh scar along the thigh. Just so much personality in this figure. It's absolutely great. So that will do it for the review. I still have a bunch of new stuff coming in. I got my wave 1.5 of Beast of Mesozoic. Got the Tyrannosaurus and Juvenile T-Rex coming in. I still got one more collecting figure I got to review. Stuff coming in from PNSO. There's new Jurassic World stuff coming out. So yeah, lots of new stuff will be reviewed on the channel in the next few weeks. So stay tuned for all of that. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on the channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously and is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.